Hello and welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 25. As you can see, guys, we are in the Massey and we are just going to quickly give the rest of our silage bales over to cows. I do have a ploughing contract going as well. I sent the tractor up there yesterday and sat him in the field, so I've just got him working now. That'll help cover this month's bills. Well, this month's tractor bill anyway, and yeah, we've a couple of little things to look around, make sure there's no more pallets and stuff spawned and anything else, but we'll get there in a moment. We've got a little bit of work to do today. I also want to have a little look in the shop as well, because I want a slurry tanker. Also, I tell you what, I did notice yesterday there was a new mod released, and it was a cut open bale mod. Now this is a mod that I absolutely love, and it does mean we can start giving the cows some straw easier. I say easier, it's easier because we don't have the equipment like the straw blower and stuff. We can just cut open a bale now, pick it up, and basically just pump it straight in. And that is kind of what I've been waiting for. I'm surprised it's taken this long to bring it out, but big shout out to the modder who has finally released it. Right, there's another 7,000. Now, we could have probably got away with not doing this. But, you know, at the end of the day... Oop, the brakes on this one, not very good when... There's me. I go quiet, don't I, when I'm really concentrating. What have we got down here? We've got no pallet of fabric just yet. We are at 874 though, so we are very, very close to another pallet of fabric. I just want to double check up here. We do have now 3 pallets. We've got a pallet of bottled milk. We have a pallet of cheese and another pallet of bottled milk. So that is not too shabby as well. Let's just have a little look. We've got... cheese is not a bad price at all. What have we got? We've got bottled milk somewhere. Bottled milk is not great, even though it's technically the best time to be selling it. So yeah, what we want to be doing today is we've got to what is it we've got to do today? We can't plant in our new big field. We've got to lime that big field today. We do have to lime that field today. So that is quite a job in itself. I don't think we've got anything to do with the cows. We do need to get some water for the sheep at some point. The yeah, there's no milk in there. 60,000 litres in there. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. A little bit. Oh, grain. Grain is on the to get list. I feel like we should have sold something in the previous few months, and I'm quite concerned. That doesn't sell till January. Canola is December again. Canola is not a bad price at all, actually, right now. Barley's not good. No, it'd have been soybeans, but we didn't do soybeans this last year, did we? That'll be what it is. Now, I'm thinking that we might send this Massey Ferguson off to the dairy, but I'm not sure if it's going to work. I think what we're better off doing right now is maybe putting this into a little bit of a time lapse. Let's see, there we go. We don't need to have that like that. I think we're better off just putting this into a little bit of a time lapse. We'll go get the 3 pallets down by the dairy. It might be worth getting the wool as well, but that wool, what have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got nearly 6,000 litres of wool, so yeah, it's definitely time to go and get some of that. But our plan today really is to just get... Oh, we've got to wrap the bales. We've got to wrap the bales, right, guys? Yeah, right. We're going to get this into a time lapse. We're going to go to the dairy. We're going to sell this, and then we need to get the bales wrapped. Right, there we go. We are finally about to sell. Yeah, that I got stuck. I don't know. Well, let's be honest. You all saw I got stuck. The last pallet of milk just glitched into the building. Right, here we go then, guys. And boom, 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 boom. And 7.5. Wow. Including the environmental score, £8,000. It was nice though. We were going down for 3 pallets and we came up with 4. So the butter was ready at the same time, which is fantastic. Right, so what we've got to do now, guys, we have to start wrapping these bales. It's got to be done. This is one of them days where there could be a few time lapses throughout the episode. So we definitely want to try and get that wool sold as well. That's got to be possibly on the list today, as if we've got time. If not, we're going to have to maybe load it up and then just drop it off at the beginning of the next episode. We'll have a pallet of fabric as well coming soon. He's struggling on that job. Is that a little guy in that Ford? Right, let's go and get a wrapper. Now, I have been neglecting this. Oh, that's not a bad tractor. That's a nice header. Nah, we don't need that. Oh, look what's come up in the shop now. Oh, yeah, we've got 2 of these. Very effect. The worst thing is we could do with that, because it don't hold a massive capacity. Right, so let's stop procrastinating. Let's get on wrappers. The Scorpio Euro Milk, £13,000, does 125 and 150 bales. So what we're thinking here is, yeah, let's go for that. I'm not bothered about that. I'm not bothered about changing the wheels. We are going to buy this, guys, for £14,000. We don't buy very much. We were not really meant to lease on this series, but you know, we have ended up leasing more just because the income's been a little bit slow. I have found 25 is quite difficult to earn money. We're not even on the hard economy. If I was to do like a survival challenge on like a wooded map, we would be playing on hard. But I do know that this map's kind of struggled in the sales section. Like if I load up this map right now in a completely new save with the sale mod that I've got, I get like 30 items. This save has the same mod installed, but it just doesn't seem to ever get the amount of sales that all my other saves do. It's really strange. It's really, really strange. There is the lime as well. We will lime that field, by the way, guys. We will definitely lime it. I'm hoping to maybe get some slurry down on it as well. Hoping we can get that done over the winter months, where, you know, rather than just skipping, like, for example, all of December because there's nothing really to do. I'm hoping that maybe, I'm on the wrong side of the road, I'm hoping maybe that's what we can do. We can get all the, we've got to weed that field, we've got to obviously get a lime on a field, maybe put some slurry down on a field. So yeah, we've got a lot we can do of this December if we get that far. It might be done in November. Yeah, just to give you an idea, you know. Oh, that's cool. I like that sound effect. Sorry, if I sound a bit weird, guys, I've got a case of the hiccups. Very strange. So we'll just do a couple of these before we get into a little bit of a time lapse. I'm hoping this is going to be relatively quick. Oh, we best turn on automatic drop, haven't we? Okay, this is going to be slower than I thought. This is not going to be very quick. Right, well, as you can see, we've gone for the green wrap this year. It kind of... I don't want to say I'm trying to go for a different colour every year. We don't have like a massive choice of colours, but I am just trying to do it where it's easy to tell which bales are from this year, which bales are from last year. No, this is going to take a little while, so I think the best thing we can do at the moment is to just put this straight into a little bit of a time lapse, really. Right guys, I have come out of that time lapse. That's 10 minutes of gameplay. Obviously time lapse down, it's only going to be a couple of minutes, but that's 10 minutes and we've still got 9 bales left to go. Technically 8 if we don't include the one I've just loaded. That's crazy. It's not the quickest wrapper in the world, but I tell you what, I do love this wrapper. It's so cheap and it sounds so nice. This next bale, I'm going to stay quiet so you can listen to the sound effects on it. It's just absolutely brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant sound effects. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, if you've not checked this mod out, like I say, it is a mod hub mod. I'm not 100% sure if there's a lizard version. I presume there will be a lizard version. But this is the branded one. But if I play on PC, I do tend to just stick with the branded ones. It's one of the joys about having and playing on PC. You don't have to just go to using the lizard stuff. I don't mind the lizard branded stuff. The only thing that annoys me is if you go for the lizard branded stuff, at least like you can include it into the multiplayer server, which we are looking at still getting up and running, guys. I'm not 100% sure what map. I've been thinking about Moss Valley, to be honest. Something that's fields with relatively biggish fields, things like that. So I am hoping to bring some evening farming streams soon, but by the time the evening comes, guys, by the time I've done like other things in the house and things like that on an evening, I'm just ready for bed now. That's just kind of a sign of my old age, to be honest. But yeah, it's like 7 o'clock on an evening at the moment, and because I'm so busy, like I'll record this video now, it's nearly 10 o'clock. I've got to record Monday's recording today as well, because I've got something on tomorrow. In theory, then by the time I've got to go to town. The wife has a job interview next week. She wants to get something new to wear for the job interview. And yeah, by the time we just come back and we've done other things in the house afterwards, and it's just I was just so tired. But these jobs are getting less and less in the house, which is the main thing for me, really. As you can see, what I want to do is I want to get this last 2 bales done, and then I'm probably going to use a little bit of super strength, but we're going to go and run the wool up to the sell point, and that gives us pretty much a good place to be on this episode. He's just about to finish this guy, and there we go, 1 contract complete. I don't think there's any more ploughing contracts. It would be nice to send him out on a ploughing contract again, but there's not much left to do for us personally. So yeah, this job's as good as, this month's is about as good as done as possible, really. I want you just to drive to there, please, and don't be saying you can't do it. Yeah, there we go. I know he can do it because he drove to that field. Right, and this is the last one. I tell you what I did notice, and I did think about this while I was wrapping this. If I turn the automatic drop off, it takes that long to wrap this bale. I could technically go and park next to the storage thing, and we could have probably delivered these bales one at a time while they were wrapping. Instead, now, in the next episode, I've got to kind of move them all. Imagine now we were wrapping a bale now, and then go pull up to here, and then drop it off into there. I kind of wish I was doing that in that time lapse, rather than just not really moving. I think that would have been a really good thing, to be honest. I am looking for the I4 Williams shirt. I know it's connected to the Massey Ferguson still. Like I say, we will use a little bit of super strength on this one, just because I want to get up there and back for the end of this video. There we go. Let's just drop that off there. Let's just move the Massey out of the way. We'll put it where the manure spawns. I'm going to presume that's what that's for. It's a manure pit. But yeah, we've got a few bales of straw, guys, and I do want to test one of the bales of straw just to see where the trigger is for emptying the straw, because 5 straw bales, about 5,000 litres a bale, could get us quite a bit of manure, to be honest. Now, I've got 100,000 litres of slurry. I need to get some of that on field ASAP, because we can't spawn anymore, so we're kind of wasting money by not using it. Yep, I've got 6 full pallets and a half pallet. Wow. So this should be at least, I don't know, about at least £8,000. This is basically going to pay, between that and the dairy, that has just basically bought us our wrapper. Also, if you notice, guys, I don't know if you noticed when I was at the dairy earlier, it was in a bit of a time lapse, so not always the best. The trailer now has sides, guys. The collisions are now working properly on this trailer pack. And if anyone is wondering, I've still heard nothing back from the people who OG made this. I don't even think they're putting out mods anymore, and well, I've not seen any new mods from them, from the people who made them from FS19. Now I know someone did technically convert them over to 22, but they did receive a lot of hate because you know, it wasn't their mod to release, and that's kind of my my thing, you see. With it not being my mod to release, I kind of don't feel like I should release them. But I kind of do want to release them as well, because like I put a lot of effort into these, and yeah, I'm kind of torn at the moment on really which ways best to do this. Like, I could technically release them and just release them via Discord. I don't really know. But how can you get permission to release something from someone who I'm 90% sure no longer makes mods? You're never going to get permission. That's the problem. But the game still goes on. People still want these. It's, yeah. I don't know. I'm very tempted, actually. Just trying to find that moral code, though, innit, of doing what's right for the people who want them, because I get asked a lot about these trailers. I'm not saying these trailers are perfect, guys. They're not like put back into Blender, made up to 25 spec. They are just converted over using the Giant editor and then basically clearing the log, fixing the shader issues and the textures and stuff. But I'm happy with them, and if I'm happy with them, that's, you know, good enough for me. But you know, it's the same with that Ford tractor that I put out on King's Mod. All I got in the comments was people moaning, and it does make me kind of be like, I don't wanna. Now, and I know I get a lot of people come up in the comments and they're like, oh yeah, but you know, ignore them and things like that. But you know, when you put a lot of time and effort into something that you're still learning how to do, and all you receive is criticism, and it wouldn't be too bad, but 90% of the time you receive that criticism from people who's never ever even converted a mod, let alone released a custom made one. And it's always them ones, but it does annoy me, because like, you know, at the end of the day, you haven't released anything. You don't know how difficult it is now. To some people, it's not difficult. And I know now some stuff's a lot easier to do now than what it used to be. But I had to learn to do it to know that it was easier, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm very doing like what the good, you know, morally the right thing by not releasing it. But then, you know, I feel like if people just go around ignoring everyone, nothing would ever get released. Yeah. A little bit torn, really. I do love this trailer. That's why I converted it over. By the way, guys, I do have the crane working as well on the trailer. How well it works is a case of I'm not very good with the crane, so I kind of still don't use it. But that's just a me issue. There we go. £9,500, including the environmental score. That is absolutely brilliant. That is brilliant. Right, guys, this is where I need to cash that contract in, and I think that's where we're going to leave this episode, because I've technically got another contract to do. There we go. We are now back up to £30,000, or just short of £30,000 in the bank, and I think that is absolutely brilliant. We've got so much to do. Trying to decide if it's worth moving the bales off recording, just because I can kind of be a little bit quicker with it. It's like if I start sucking with the front loader, I can kind of just throw them around. But yeah, you know, as you've seen me down at the dairy, you know, we are learning all this stuff, and we are getting better with the front loader. But at the dairy, you know, I pushed the bale in to use the building to help me load it onto the forks, and then it got glitched into the building, hence the super strength. And it's not much I can do about that. But as I say, I am going to leave this episode here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button, guys. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We are trying to grow the channel. I would love to try and hit 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We've been doing this a while now. I know I did have a bit of a break. last year, but it would be so nice to hit that 3,000 mark. But as I say, I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Bye for now.